Every wrestling legend follows their own path to fame and glory, but you won't be crowned wrestling royalty without harnessing the power of the Masters to ignite your quest. Your rise to stardom begins at the feet of giants, and the only way to earn a legend's respect is victory. Training with the best is never easy, but wear those bruises with pride. You're going to need all the help you can get to unlock your potential and win the support of legendary wrestling icons. Once they're on your side, those legends become extremely powerful allies. Enlist their help as managers to energize your team. Wield their awesome power moves to tilt the match in your favor and unleash your own brand of mayhem. So, get ready to begin your legendary journey, because it's time for WrestleQuest!
How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sunday, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Bally, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, and Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Thursday here on the show. You know what that means? We had a lot to talk about here today. Yesterday was AEW Dynamite. More matches in the Continental Classic. And yesterday was a turning point in the tournament because a couple of people can no longer win. We had a couple of people who have been knocked out of contention as a result of losses yesterday. So we'll give you the results of Dynamite, the world-famous Dynamite report, in the final segment of the show. We have also got a lot of notes on what's coming up over the next couple of days, including Deadline on Saturday. Shawn Michaels did his usual NXT pay-per-view conference call. Talked about a lot of things, including an update on Wes Lee and what happened with him. So we'll tell you about that. Plus the Von Erichs. Man, the Von Erichs heading to Dynamite next week. Of course, we've been reviewing World Class Championship Wrestling on the Tuesday. Brian and Vinny, Granny, Craig, and Sean show. Only for subscribers at WrestlingObserver.com. If you want to follow along with all of those late December 1982 world-class shows leading to that big cage match, well, you can do that on the Tuesday Brian and Vinny show as a subscriber. WrestlingObserver.com, video.f4wonline.com, and we're going to watch the movie and review that as well. Also got updates on Andrade. Situation with him, Braun Strowman. FTR is heading to Final Battle. Kyle O'Reilly may be back in action soon. NXT ratings, and plenty more. If you want to text us here today, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. F4W Online at gmail.com. F4W Online on Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. At Bryan Alvarez on Twitter. And I'm going to go feed this cat. Observer Live. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com. Mike, what silly thing are you going to do now that I won this bet from yesterday?
What are you talking about?
Oh, now we're going to pretend it wasn't a screw
don't
job.
do this crap. Look,
Yeah.
I
told you
said yesterday,
exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, after I explained why when you bellowed out Montreal screw job, I thought you were referring to the tired and ridiculous rehashing of the Montreal screw job with a referee doing the deal. And then right after I got finished done saying that, you started in on what everyone thought was going to happen, which was Shayna Wayne going out there and aligning herself with Christian.
Yeah,
so.
Look at everybody here. Don't like to admit when Brian's right. That's fine. Oh, it's not
idiot.
a screw job. Yeah, it's not a screw job.
Cornball.
One guy
you
kicked
are so corny.
One guy
you are
kicked
the corniest.
One guy kicked the referee in the balls to knock him out, okay? Then a lady hit the ring with a belt, walloped some guy in the head with it. And by the way, I want you to go back and watch it, and you'll hear Bryce say, "Go, go, go!" It was a screw job.
Okay.
But that's fine. That's
Got
fine.
it.
I don't care.
It's a wrestling
Go ahead and
angle.
continue to doubt me, everybody.
Uh-huh.
I told you what the finals was already, and now people are going, oh, it's probably going to be Bryan Danielson and Swerve. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm just telling you what makes sense, everybody. No one likes to hear it. They just want me to be wrong all the time. That's fine.
Not as much as
wrong.
you want
I was
to be
wrong
right
once
all
this
the
year.
time. Not as much as you want to be right all the time and then try to bask in it every time you're correct and then spin it
that's
every
an
time you are
unusual thing.
incorrect.
That's an unusual thing.
Yes, I know, gimmick.
Yeah, I'm sure if you and I made a bet and you won, there would be no reveling in it. You guys are reveling in me being right. Imagine if I'd been wrong.
Nobody accepted your bet. Nobody doubted that
Actually, you made a
Shayna
bet.
was going to come in
But
and
that's okay.
screw something up here. I mean, nobody. What was the other option people were thinking was going to happen last night?
And then people are like, Brian, they don't do
Keep
interference.
changing it.
They don't do that much interference in these matches. They don't do Raw style finishes. That's what people told me yesterday. They don't do Raw style finishes on AEW. I said, oh yeah. The last time that these guys were in the ring together at the pay-per-view, we had like dudes brawling outside for the. You're telling me they're not going to? No, Brian, no. We're just going to get a nice.
People in the chat told you that.
We're going to get a nice, clean finish with Edge winning.
2 people in the chat. Congratulations. Was it you, Yeti Pot Pie? Were you the one?
Yeti Pot Pie.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah, you guys want to know about the YouTube TV situation? Yeah, there's another one for you. Yeah, guess what happened last night? Show went 2 minutes over, and guess what? YouTube TV caught all of it. Am I responsible? I'm not going to take responsibility. I only really take responsibility when I'm actually right. I don't know if I'm responsible for this one, but they did get the overrun last night, so I was pleased. I got to see that screw job. It was wonderful.
Well, Mr. Perfect, how are those emails coming along from Gmail since you took care of one side of
I
the
now
Google
get emails
universe?
to Brian at WrestlingObserver.com.
They're all caught up?
Yeah, look at this. It says, I will say, Brennan says, Bryce was dead, and then suddenly Christian makes the cover. He comes to life. Don't forget when he screamed, go, 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 and counts the pin. Quite a bit of energy. I don't know, man. It's hard to unsee. You know, it really is. If you guys really wanted to go back during the break and watch that finish, you'd say, uh-huh.
You goon.
How about that? How about that?
Oh, my God.
First off, I'm not a goon.
Yeah, you're a goon.
Whatever that word even means.
And a goof.
Now, let's talk about Wes Lee. Wes Lee being pulled from Deadline was a last-minute decision. Scheduled to challenge Dominic Mysterio for the North American title. It was announced on NXT that he was injured, will not be able to compete in the match, needs surgery on his back, expected out of action 8 to 12 months.
Ooh.
Shawn Michaels said, decision, pretty darn close to last minute. Wes has been struggling for some time. I certainly didn't know the depth of it. I knew, obviously, we'd get medical reports. It was a decision that Wes made on his own, as he should. I mean, clearly he's a young man that goes out there and just performs like few others. He had a huge match already going into this premium live event looking for the North American title. But just a day or two before, we had a long talk. He just did not think he could make it through the match with the pain that he was in. And so that was the decision, certainly, that he and our medical team made. Best decision for Wes. That's the only thing in my mind that's important right now. So look, all of this was last minute. Wes, to his credit, was certainly doing everything he could do to get himself ready for this, but it was not meant to be. And then he tweeted last night, "Thank you all for the get well wishes. It warms my heart to see the love truly hurt. To have to deliver the message, I promise to also deliver on my claim to return and rep the West Side proudly." And he loves all of us, Mike, even you. So all the best to Wes Lee. And I know I'm going to hear people go, if his back was that bad, how come medical? Listen, you guys know anything about backs? Backs are weird, dude. Backs are weird. Like, you can have serious back pain, and they can run all their tests and everything like that and can't pinpoint any reason for it. And, it's just a very difficult thing. Could be nerves. I mean, he said he had problems feeling his legs. I mean, nerve damage isn't showing up in an X-ray. So anyway, I'm glad that he's not wrestling and he's getting the surgery he needs. But I don't want to hear people getting down on WWE Medical for, allowing this guy to work hurt for so long, because backs are weird. It's very, very difficult to figure out back pain. And I know that as somebody with back pain. Not today, but I've had it.
I'm glad you let me know that, he loves me too. He should love his elders. He was born during the year that I graduated high school, 1994. He's only 29 years old, so I hate hearing that he's having any back issues, because forget about his career. You think about what life is going to be like 30, 40 years from now, and you want him to be able to be upright and be able to be playing with his kids and grandkids and all that sort of good stuff. So I'm glad he didn't gut it out, because from what it sounds like, sure, we would have gotten the completion to the circle with Dominic Mysterio in that feud, but odds are he would have had to give that title up anyway, the way things sounded. So I'm kind of glad that it went the way that they did. One, so he can get the help that he needs physically right away, and also we can get a continuation on here with Dominic Mysterio and maybe, again, continue to have a little bit of that life in NXT.
See a lot of people here talking about how their backs also suck. Hey, you know what's the best for back pain? No one's going to believe me. Find a are you ready for this? You ready for this?
Yeah, good.
Find a craniopath. DJ, you're in Seattle, so you email me. I'll hook you up, brother. Find out not craniosacral, a craniopath. I'm telling you, dude.
What is the difference? What is a craniopath?
Well, it's if I explain it to everybody, you would laugh at me, and you would tell me that I'm a fool.
Is this some
you'd
voodoo
tell me
stuff?
It basically
some nonsense chiropractic stuff?
It's but you know what?
Fair enough.
You know what? I have my back goes out every now and then, and when it goes out, I can do everything. I can go to the chiropractor. I can do everything. And at the end of the day, if nothing else works, I go to the craniopath. I'm good as new every time.
For how long, though?
Till I get twisted sideways and backwards, rolling with someone much bigger than me in jiu-jitsu. So I'm telling you, you can't fix everything. But if you've got back pain, have I got a guy for you, DJ? You should give it a try, brother.
I used to have back pain. I used to have a guy, too, but that ended up getting me into a whole lot of trouble there. So, yes, yoga may be a good way to go to do things as well. Too.
He doesn't manually crack you either.
He's got a machine?
No, Does
he have that gimmick in the toy that, you laid
Oh, man, he's got gimmicks, all right. His office is covered with, Wizard of Oz stuff. That should tell you something right there. But you know what? I always tell everybody, because I send people there from jiu-jitsu, and I always tell them, what do you got to lose? A couple $100 once? What do you got to lose?
like that's nothing, Gold Boat.
Hey, you know what, bro? Let me tell you something. This is not Gold Boat, bro. If you've had back pain for years and years and years and years, and for $200 you can fix it, I'm sorry, that's not a lot of money. My back was so bad, I'd have spent thousands of dollars.
But it's only fixed till the next time, which is part of the great racket when it comes to doing anything with backs, because people are going to come back because they need relief.
If you get your neck fused, it only works until you get dropped on your head again, brother. It ain't
get
magic.
Dropped on your head. Don't take the chair shot to the head.
Oh, you want me to stop doing jiu-jitsu? Not going to happen. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com. Hey, speaking of, Lance, our old Lance Storm, who's going to be replacing Vinny on the Bryan and Vinny show tonight. I'm sure he's delighted to bury my favorite show for an hour and a half. But anyway, he says, I was having one leg go numb with low back issues at the end of my WWE run. They sent me to every doctor they could, nothing. I read my diagnosis in a novel. Went to a massage therapist. Good as new. My psoas muscle was in severe spasm. That's the thing. The thing about this cranial path. I'm not telling anybody some crazy medical advice. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm saying, there's nothing. What are you going to lose by trying something that might work? My neck was so messed up after it actually started in that Orange Cassidy match over whenever that was, like 2017 or whatever. It was so bad I couldn't turn my head to the side and go to the chiropractor, everything. Took x-rays. Guy goes, well, you got a little bit of degeneration, but quite frankly, everybody your age has degeneration if you don't do anything. I said, well, that helps a lot, buddy. Thanks. So finally, it turns out I had a knot the size of a baseball right here in my trapezius, and I went to the that massage bloke, and good as new. Fix it all up. And then a few months ago...
a deep tissue massage would have taken care of that, though?
That's what it was. He massaged the knot right here in my neck until it was gone. I had to go in several times. But...
Oh, I thought you went to the craniologist for this.
No, he does. He works the best on the back. Yep. And then one time, I had another knot right there, and the chiropractor goes, you can go to massage and everything like that, but it'll feel good, but you're gonna have to go in a ton of times. You can just go in and they have what do they call it? It's not needling, but anyway, they give you a shot in the thing, in the whatever, and it causes the whole thing to just totally relax. That was good as new. It's not acupuncture.
So muscle relaxer.
Trigger point.
Aye.
Trigger point therapy.
So where was it, Anya?
Right here, in my trapezius.
Do you think that probably...
I know you don't have one, but it's back here. It connects your...
I do.
Yes.
I do. But do you think that maybe happened because of all the times you sit here and try to pat yourself on the back show after show after show? Hey, could have been.
You know what? I don't care why it started. I just want it healed. We got more news. Did I tell you all about the Von Erichs?
Not yet.
Yeah, they're going to Winter's Coming next week. I got an email yesterday. I was like... I think the person was serious, but I almost laughed because it was so ridiculous. They said something like, you have any update on if Winter is Coming is going to be taking place this year? Because, for some of us, it's our favorite event of the year.
What?
What? Winter's Coming is your favorite AEW event of the whole year? Why?
Maybe I'm misremembering
Even Tony
something.
wouldn't say that.
Have there been... I guess there have been notable matches on that show, I guess. Is this because Powerhouse Hobbs was standing against, Lake Michigan or whatever it was with just a fur coat on and, his wrestling trunks or something like that? Everybody, I remember that was, a popular thing there. But, really? Winter's coming, huh? All right.
Yep. The Von Erichs will be there next week for that show, where we will also see... Jon Moxley and Killshot, who was one of his favorite wrestlers. And they're going to bloody each other up. That's what they're
apparently that was Bash at the Beach that that promo took place with Hobbs. So,
oh, funny. Yeah, another screw job, ironically.
Beach break. Beach break. That's what
they
had a beach break in February in Ohio.
Well, what's wrong with that? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Andrade El Idolo.
This is also ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. According to Dave, Andrade El Idolo believes his AEW contract is up relatively soon. Why he doesn't know?
He wants it to be. He's praying it is.
Why he does not know, I don't know. But Meltzer said his deal is coming up relatively soon unless it's extended or something because of time off or injuries or whatever. Or getting suspended for punching somebody.
Well...
But he thinks that his deal is up pretty soon, so he wants to go back to he's doing some CMLL appearances in case he ends up going to WWE. He's not made the decision what he's doing next. He's not signed a new deal, but if he goes to WWE, he knows he can't go back to Arena Mexico. And then the Cubs fan wrote...
who's the best?
Yeah, he wrote about it as well. Andrade's name has come up positively in 2023. He says, I believe Andrade's return will lead to more attention than his other family members. Anyway, the point of this is, have you guys been following Andrade in AEW? It's a question where he might want to go. Brother, this guy wants to go back to WWE and his wife, okay?
So bad.
Now, I don't know if he's going to, because there are obviously...
Oh, he is. He is.
Well, I mean, who knows what kind of money they're going to offer.
Eventually, he is.
They just signed CM Punk, and they're in cutting mode. They're getting rid of house shows.
Oh, no, he is. He will.
You know how many house shows they have to get rid of to sign this guy?
Oh, doesn't matter.
In these D-towns?
You think they won't for a lot of different reasons? Not the least of which is, do you want to hear Charlotte bitch and moan about this one? No. He's coming back, especially because you know there is a high probability that anything that he does in Mexico, now looking like it's going to be CMLL, they already teased it last week, that could end spectacularly at any time with him and his attitude and how they do business and everything else and all the wackiness that takes place in Mexico. He's going to need some place to go, and they could pay him $1. It doesn't matter. That's where he wants to be right now. Who knows how he'll be treated there? Who knows how it will go? I guarantee you Andrade will be back in WWE at some point.
I love our bro Yeti Pot Pie here who goes, Sammy Andrade thing happened, what, a year ago? Come on, at least he's a pro in the ring.
Well,
imagine working at Hagen and some bloke punches you, but then you go to the boss and he's like, bro, nobody bags groceries like this guy. So, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
I got to be honest.
He's a real pro when it comes to sorting produce.
Face.
So too bad.
Hey, look, he wasn't even suspended for that, was he?
Yeah, he was in trouble.
Was he technically suspended for that? It would only make sense. But my God, look how much time he had. How he was able to just sit there. How many matches has he had for AEW? I mean, obviously the record holder is going to be like the Lanny Poffos and Iron Sheiks of the world who, went an entire year or so getting paid, not wrestling. But the amount of money that he has made per match in AEW, which has been artificially increased this month with the Continental Classic, is absolutely something else. Just an unbelievable disaster of a signing for a guy in a place that looked like they were going to be really good together.
We got Kyle O'Reilly talking about potentially returning. They're doing a Canadian tour in 2024. Bunch of shows in Ottawa, Toronto, Quebec City, London, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Vancouver, Calgary.
Because it went so well this time around.
All from March 16th. Actually, the Dynamite show did well.
I'm busting balls here. You got to go.
Well, Collision did not do well.
No, look, even if
Collision
I didn't
see
where these buildings were going to be, but that's part of the issue with this too. And I understand maybe because he's Tony Khan and maybe he gets some sweet deals at big buildings, but we've seen him go into cities, multiple cities now, and run the wrong building for the amount of tickets that are being sold. So, I mean, I don't know where these buildings are going to be, but after this past experience with what they've had, maybe it's time to look at those secondary spots.
So, hey, they'll have C and D towns open soon. Because WWE ain't running those anymore.
I don't know why they haven't come to Salisbury, Maryland. I got to be honest. The AEW, and I hope they do something next year. Make it a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Do it that way. Have a Jay Briscoe tribute show, and it's probably, there's not going to be enough time, I wouldn't think, to get one done, to mark the anniversary. But you have a stadium there with Grove Stadium, the single-A ball club for the Orioles, that you can fit and have an event there. You have the Wacomico Youth and Civic Center, which has hosted multiple events, including, WWE TV shows and such. So I really would like to see something like that. I think it would be something that locally, obviously, would be a big deal and a big boon, I think, for the area if that were to happen. But also, I'm just surprised that they have not come to a couple of places like this. Again, that I would think again, smaller buildings, but ones that, you could sell out and make a weekend out of it, because if you go to Norfolk, which they've done, plenty of times, that's an easy commute, to do a show on a Wednesday, be there for Friday, and then do whatever you're going to do on Saturday. It's still I don't know. To me, I would love to see something like that.
Well, the point of all of this is Kyle O'Reilly said the wrestling ring has felt like an oasis in the desert for me these last 12 months or so. And he said, I might be a wrestler again by the time this tour rolls along. He's been out since June of 2022. And neck fusion surgery fixed some nerves that had gotten themselves compressed somehow. I can suspect how that might have happened. And he also had a rare post-surgical complication, a C5 palsy. Couldn't move his right arm after surgery, but was able to regain his motion with help from a Newbie device. So hopefully he's back soon, and that tour starts in March.
It's so scary.
2024.
The effects he had coming out of that, just a freak thing, and thank God that he's back, at 100%, or at least getting close to it, just for everyday life, let alone coming back in the ring.
All right, we are back in a moment with the world-famous Dynamite Report, Observer Live.
Green Hill? Hello? He's escaped. Do you know which way he was headed? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Shoulders. He's been here.
It's Vinny's straitjacket.
We're getting close.
Back at the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com. Time for the world-famous Dynamite Report. Should know, by the way, NXT 626,000, 0.19 in 18-49. Went head-to-head with the quarterfinals of the NBA in-season tournament. 1.74 million viewers for that one. Viewership still up 17% year over year. 18-49 up 46% year over year. Because, you know, we youngsters, we like the show.
Yeah, well,
you old
here's
people
the
just
thing,
don't
though.
get it.
I know that you said it doesn't matter if the viewership drops because they've already got the TV deal, and from that aspect, you're exactly right. They did. With that said, if this thing is starting to slide as you're leading into Royal Rumble season, again, and I know your future and your money is all set and secure and everything, but it's not necessarily the best sign in the world.
Dynamite opened with Jon Moxley and Rush, Continental Classic match. Excellent opener. I think their first match may have been better, but this was still two dudes just beating the crap out of each other. And Rush hit all his big moves, went for the bull's horns. Moxley lariat, Death Rider. Rush kicked out, Mox choked him out, unconscious. And then Rush woke up and was angry. And the ref had to tell him, no, man, you went out. Mox in the lead with 9 points. We had Renee interviewing Roddy in the Kingdom. Roddy ripped off, actually he didn't rip off the neck. He's still wearing the neck brace, but he stood up. He would no longer be a victim of the consequences that put him in this wheelchair.
Just still a dork.
He threw it off the ramp, threw down the mic. He has risen. Roderick Strong.
Brian!
Yeah.
Does that a lot now. Too much. Stop it.
Dude, the fans are so into that, bro. Don't be old.
Yeah, well, they
That's
also
over.
were into beach balls and what in the wave, and that all sucked.
Yeah, well, that was
too.
stupid. People popping for a guy? Not stupid. Renee went to interview Max. Hangman stormed into frame. So Hangman is very angry at Swerve, and he has essentially stated, I know what you want more than anything. I promise after what you did to me, you're never going to have it. So at some point, it seems very obvious Swerve is going to be challenging for the world title, and Hangman's going to screw him out of it. So then MJF shows up. He says, man, that match was impressive. Amazing watching two guys battle it out so you could get more STDs. Hangman's angry. I don't have 30 minutes to listen to you talk. MJF says, I talk for 30 minutes to wake the crowd up when guys like you go out there. So now Hangman's mad. They go back and forth, and Joe separates them. So add Hangman to the list of guys that MJF will be at some point defending the title against.
And it opens the door because they haven't said it on TV. We've had a bunch of fan theories about who the devil can be. Could it be MJF himself that is engineering all of this stuff? And you actually had a babyface come right out and say, you know what, I think it's you. Whether it is or not, we'll see.
What, I don't advocate for this. Let me say it again. I don't advocate for this, but I have a question.
Nor
everybody.
advocating for this.
I have a question.
Yes.
What are the consequences if you interfere in the Continental Classic?
Automatic DQ, I would assume, lose the points.
Well, no. My point is, let's say that Swerve and Moxley are having a match, and you know, if Swerve loses, you know, he's not going to go to the finals or whatever. Like, what is stopping Hangman from just interfering, costing him the match?
Nothing. And in fact, if you're going to do it with anybody in this tournament, the one that makes the most sense is Hangman, because he's still the one who's got a real personal beef. If you look at all the wrestling feuds that they have, look at what it's been about. So he's
okay, so people here are saying that the consequence is you will be fired. So they said you'll be fired. Okay.
Did he actually? Was that part of it? The person was going to be fired. Maybe he was suspended till the end of the year. Was that it?
Oh,
Because
the announcer said once in passing that you would be fired.
Fired.
The announcer said that. Well, anyway,
Well,
you know, all I'm saying is this: I'm not advocating for that kind of finish or anything like that in this Continental Classic. But the fact of the matter is, This guy went to Hangman's house. He broke in, and he cut a promo on his kid in the crib. Like, Hangman's angry, dude. Would he risk getting fired to keep this guy away from the world title? Maybe.
Can I say this, though? They keep people off TV for a long time, and I'm not saying that this is the best idea in the world, but honestly, Hangman Page is, again, I think he's the spirit of AEW when it comes to their fans, but right now, Swerve Strickland is such a babyface, and he's going to continue to be treated like a babyface. If you do something like that, and then, again, keep them away for a while, keep Page then involved in something else until it comes around again where people want to boo Swerve for what he does, pardon me, then maybe you can come back to this.
We had Swerve and Mark Briscoe in a tournament match. This might have been my favorite match of the evening. It's a toss-up, this and the Moxley match, but I think it actually was this one. These guys were awesome.
Really good.
And this Mark Briscoe, this guy is so underrated. And now he's out of the tournament. He lost for the third time. He cannot win the tournament.
Can't win it.
He can spoil things for people, but
there you go.
He's out. Swerve gave him the DVD. Swerve Stomp got the pin. This match ruled.
There are a lot of people who are acting like this round-robin tournament is, high arithmetic. It's really not that difficult. And now anybody that's there wrestling who is eliminated can be a spoiler, can be a pain. I don't know why this is so annoying for some people when it comes to how this tournament's set up.
And then Renee was with Mariah May. And you remember when I was talking about how she just keeps bringing up Stardom? And people are like, oh, it's okay. I don't mind them telling you about something someone did in the past. Bro, we're beyond that now.
That's a gimmick now.
We are. This is a bizarre part of this gimmick where every time she's on the screen, she's like,
Tony loves
I
me.
met
He
with
saw me
Tony.
in Stardom.
He loved my career when I was in Stardom in Japan.
Me and Mina.
I'm like, what is happening here with this Stardom thing?
She hadn't said that yet.
But she said, what's most important is Tony's match tonight. I can't wait to be there for that.
Do you know her and Mina did everything together?
I did not know that.
Got to find that clip to play on the show.
Joe came out for his match. He was going to team with MJF tonight. But lights go out. Devil appears on the screen. And MJF is in the parking lot surrounded by broken glass. Joe sprints backstage. And Taz notes, we never saw who attacked MJF. Mm-hmm. I went over the lineup yesterday. Was there Joe and MJF were going to do a match at some point? But, did they have a match scheduled for this show?
Yes.
Who was it?
It was the mysterious Devil's Henchman.
That's right. That's right.
That's when everything.
But
went
interestingly
wacky,
enough, they didn't really advertise that. They just said it was going to happen. So
Yeah.
technically, this was not false advertising. But we didn't get the match.
I don't know. That you might be splitting some hairs there when it comes to that.
Had a Moxley promo, and Swerve showed up, and they're facing off in Texas.
Chaos.
We had Ben Mankiewicz of Turner
Why is this so hard for you?
Classic Movies introducing Tony,
Ben Mankiewicz.
and he refused to say her entire catchphrase.
Tease out.
Do you think I watch a lot of Turner Classic Movies, brother? Do I look like a guy that's watching a lot of the classics?
No, but it's not like Mankiewicz is the such an exotic name, is it?
It is for me. A lot of names are exotic.
You don't know. You
Got
don't
a
know
problem
any
with
Polish
that,
folks?
I have no problem admitting it. I can't pronounce any words. Runs in the family. That's why I'm on the radio. Tony Storm and Sky Blue for the women's title. Tony countered a cradle into a cradle, got the pin. It was good. I wrote fine. Dave thought it was really good.
It was all right.
It's everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
But what is not an opinion is what is with this Riho thing? Guess who's back in the title picture? Sure to lose and then vanish again for another 6 months. It's literally like it should be advertised in advance. December's coming. It will be time for our annual Riho return. She will insert herself into the title picture. People will cheer wildly. She will get over, lose, and then vanish. It's like on the schedule now. Jay White, Jay Lethal. So Jay got the heat on Jay. Jay made a comeback. Fans chanted, thank you, Jay. And then Jay pinned Jay to win. Jay Lethal has been eliminated. It's a good match. It's a very professional match. It wasn't like a, like a fantastic match or anything, but it was very good. And then, yes, Christian and Adam Copeland for the TNT title. This was also the same thing. 2 pros. And by the way, we had 3 J's in a row. Isn't that weird? No? Okay, anyway. These guys had a great match.
People don't know Christian is Jay.
And then, yes, as I noted earlier, they hit each other with a double spear and went down. Actually, first, Adam avoided a spear, bumped into the ref. The ref's back is turned. Christian boots this guy right in the balls, and down he goes. So
I get in trouble.
The argument for those of you that are going to defend this company to the death. Well, the ref didn't know who kicked him in the nuts, therefore he can't call for a DQ.
Where are the second referees are run out there?
So then Shayna runs down to ringside, grabs the belt, looks at both guys, ends up waffling Adam with the belt, and the announcers are like, "Why would she do that?" And it was like, you guys don't get it. Do you guys have kids? I know Taz does.
Yeah.
Christian is a total jerk.
Mm-hmm.
He's a horrible person.
Yeah.
And I say that from my heart. He's a horrible person. But,
You would know.
But he looked after young Nick Wayne.
That's it, yeah.
And this other guy, this Adam Copeland, well, how many times did he spear Nick Wayne? A dozen?
What?
Every single time they were in the ring together, he speared this poor guy. And then with his mother sitting in the corner of the ring, he took a chair and he crushed this youngster's skull.
Felonious assault and battery.
You realize Nick Wayne's only 18, his brain hasn't even fully developed yet, and you gave him a concerto. And now you guys are wondering why Shayna would have turned on Adam Copeland? It's quite obvious to me.
Woman's justified.
So anyway, then, yes, the ref screams, "Go, go, go!" Christian covers him, he pins him. Because Bryce knew this YouTube TV is going to screw this whole thing up. Cover this guy. Hurry up. So they did. And Christian retained the title. And exactly as I try to tell you people, they're going to be doing a stipulation rematch, I'm sure, at the World's End pay-per-view. Because you're not just going to do a big old title change on free TV. I don't care where it's at. It's so obvious where this was going. I was mocked and ridiculed.
Well, you shut up.
If I had a quarter for every time I was mocked and ridiculed, I'd have a lot of quarters.
Yeah, and guess where you can insert them? Look, I hope that they get a partner for Christian. I hope Shane Wayne decides to stick around. I hope she's
Of course she's sticking around. She's a regular now.
She's Ma Bass to her son and whoever his tag team partner is going to be, and they become a complete menace. And I'm hoping for that. So good on them looking out for her. Good on them looking out for Nick. And obviously there's bias here at this website, but good on everybody for taking care of what Buddy Wayne started.
Back in a moment with more Observer Live. You know, I'm so disgusted at being belittled and mocked so much over the last couple of days that I'm not going to do the show tomorrow, Mike. It's yours. You
You're
can
that
have
kind
it.
of guy, aren't you?
But I'm going to be back tonight because I'm a hard worker.
Oh, yeah.
Myself and Lance will be reviewing AEW and NXT.
Definitely a worker.
Man, I don't know about this show tonight.
Yeah.
He better not be mean to NXT.
Why don't you start watching the show for him? You got to do it before he does anyway, and then just tell him to fast forward through the parts that you know
He's
he's
supposed to
gonna go
review
ballistic
everything,
about.
geek.
Oh,
Like if I want to tell him what to watch, he won't get mad. There's nothing he would watch on the show. I'm
maybe
gonna
it's
find a way to
bad
get mad about everything.
Yeah, it's a bad sign.
I think that he should just relax and enjoy the show.
Go to a craniologist and go get himself some relaxation.
He needs to go to a brainiologist, help him enjoy NXT. That's what he needs. But anyway, that'll be tonight. WrestlingObserver.com for subscribers, or you can watch it as a video subscriber, video.f4wonline.com. And if you are a top-tier video subscriber, video.f4wonline.com, you can watch it live at 9 Pacific, midnight Eastern tonight. We have the ability to watch shows live with our video service, so enjoy it. You can chat along, and sometimes I'll even yell at you here on the air for stupid things that you say. Like this person here who says, I hate WWE. What a terrible thing to say. I enjoy
Strong emotion to
WWE
use.
and AEW, CMLL, New Japan. Can't we all just get along? I'm going to go have lunch. We'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.